Hello and welcome to a Lore Party Minigame, a podcast about our favorite video games and the stories they tell. I'm Mike Farris. Back when I was a little kid and there was a tornado warning or other kind of severe weather, I used to pretend that I was a part of an elite squad of kids whose job it was to protect the community from tornadoes, I guess? I was a weird kid. But tornadoes and other kind of things like that used to scare me a lot as a kid. And this was a coping mechanism for me. Actually, I would pretend a lot as a kid. My basement was a dungeon full of dangerous monsters. My closet was a cave full of mysterious treasures and other evil creatures. The park near my house was the moon that I could explore at a whim. And it's this sense of childhood imagination, wonder, and coping that is at the core of the Life is Strange 2 prequel, The Adventures of Captain Spirit.
You're drinking beer?
I don't need a lecture from my son.
I always get picked last for the team at school, and they never throw the ball to me.
They can't tell stories like you can they?
No way.
When I first talked about the Life is Strange series here on Lore Party, I mentioned how the first game is mostly about nostalgia and how sometimes you should just let the past be the past and not try to control everything. The Adventures of Captain Spirit takes an opposite approach. You play as Chris, a 10-year-old boy who lost his mother in a car accident and is now living with his deadbeat dad in a kind of crummy house in the middle of nowhere. It's not a great existence. But Chris has an alter ego, Captain Spirit, a superhero born out of a shared love of superheroes between Chris and his mother. Captain Spirit acts as Chris's coping mechanism and gives Chris a little bit of imaginary control over things Chris has no control over. In one scene of the game, Chris, dressed as Captain Spirit, tries to use what best be described as the Force to try to make his dad's whiskey evaporate. And in another scene, to try to overcome Chris's fear of the creepy basement, Chris personifies the water heater in the basement as the water eater creature, where he can have a showdown as Captain Spirit. Although inevitably, this imaginary power comes crashing back down to reality for Chris. Chris stumbles across multiple letters and other kinds of evidence showing that his dad has trouble keeping down a job, is thinking about seeing another woman, and has problems with the law. And during one breakfast scene, it is heavily implied that Chris is the occasional victim of physical abuse from his dad.
Hey, is your arm okay? Looks better. Anybody ask you about it or say anything at all?
Well, it kind of hurts a little.
Really? I can give you an ice pack and maybe one of my pills. No pain and no swelling. Makes me sad that you got hurt.
It's not that bad. I'm fine.
Okay. Won't bother you anymore.
Chris uses the Captain Spirit character to get out his emotions and try to learn about what he should do. Should he forgive his father? Or should he try to go away? Both a neighbor and his grandparents have offered to take care of Chris until his dad gets over his alcoholism, but Chris still loves his dad and doesn't really know what to do. Although one of the ultimate tragedies behind this childlike imagination as a coping mechanism is that, well, we inevitably grow older. We grow out of our imaginations. For Chris, Captain Spirit won't always be there to save him. The Adventures of Captain Spirit offers only a fraction of what we will probably experience in Life is Strange 2. And I, for one, am really excited to see what the future lies in store for Chris, his father, and Captain Spirit. Thanks for listening. This Lore Party minigame is executive produced by Abu Zafar and produced by me, Michael Farris. Check out our website at loreparty.com and check us out on Twitter and Instagram at lore_party. Check out our new subreddit at r/loreparty, where you can talk about the episodes or just video game lore in general. Subscribe to Lore Party in your favorite podcasting app, and be sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. It really helps us grow the show. Thank you very much for listening.